All right. So in this video, we'll be doing more fixes on the Firestore side. So for now, the order of the messages coming on the screen is not correct. Like if I send the message, for example, FCHAKL, and if I click on the send, let me send it again. So you can see some of the messages going up. So order is not correct. Like the latest one message should come here in like at the last. So for that we can do one thing here, like in the snapshot, on the snapshot we are getting all the messages. So we can provide the order by, let me add this order by, and we can provide the created at, and we can provide the test. Okay, so now what will happen, you can see all the messages not in now in the sequence this way. If I send the test 1, you can see test 1 here, 2 is here, 3 is here, 4 is here, 5 is here. Okay, cool. So now one more thing we can do is we can add the time stamp, or basically time at what time the message was sent, so that we can check the time on the messages as well. Just like in WhatsApp and other chatting apps, you see the time of the messages, right, for all the messages. Okay, so for that we have to do one more change in the, okay, so here is the item.text. Let me comment it out. Yeah, so it's same, and I think this is not working because the item.time is not there. So we can do one thing, and that thing we can do is like, okay, so we can do this thing this way. We can remove this thing. Now in the item, let me show you item has what fields. So let me show you that one first. Let me console the temp array. Okay, so this is the issue. Okay, so here you can see the array has this created at time, like the id, sender id, text, and the created at value. Okay, so we have to get the item dot created at, and to in order to convert the this second and nanoseconds in the correct format, we have to use some to date method, to local timestamp method. We can use that one. Okay, so let's jump to the VS Code. Okay, now item dot created at dot to date. So this is the value we can get here. Okay, but this is the object, so we'll get an array because it is object, we have to convert it into the string. Okay, so there is one method to date. We'll check if the method is applicable here or not. If it is, this date is there, then we can do something here, like we will do something, otherwise we'll print the empty string. Okay, so what we'll do item dot created at dot to date dot, sorry, this is the method, we need to call it to date to, in order to get the date, dot to locale time string. Now we can pass the an empty array and one object in which format we want to get the data, r 2 digit minute 2 digit. Okay, so it will convert the time into the time stamp into the perfect time. So let me save this, and we are not getting any data, so we can console what we are getting here. In order to console the data, we have to put the this code here, and or basically we can say this code totally here, save. Let's okay, so we are getting the undefined. Why? Let me check. So I think okay, so this is the typo error. This is not the correct spelling. So yeah, now I think it should work. Let's remove this, and let's go here and do this one. Okay, so now you can see we got the date at what time I have sent the message, and we are not getting the date for this one because this is not the correct format of the date. You can see in the uh, this one, like all the dates are in this format created at the object of the date, but this is the string format. Like we have already like at the very first we have manually entered this entry in order to check this one. Bear with me, wait for few more minutes, then we'll be doing this another user by dynamic values. Okay, we'll be coming from the home list contact is screen, then this what we can say, this second user is also working fine. Okay, will be working fine, so bear with me few more minutes. Okay, so this is fine now. Let's format this. So order is fine, date is coming now. Let's remove all the typescript error first. So okay, so let me define the type of the route. So for now I can set it to any. Okay, and for this user, let me remove this console. User might be the type of any, and this temp array might be the type of any. Let me remove this. Set in the set messages it will be array of any. Fine. Now where we are getting the error? Okay, so this type is implicitly okay, so let me define the type for this as well. Let me save it. Okay, now for this screen it's fine. We can remove this method. Oh, let me comment this, we can remove later. Okay, now let's go back to the bottom navigation. Now here set the initial route name is tab. Let's refresh this. Okay, now we got the list of the contact list. Now go to the home screen. Let's set this screen dynamic. Okay, let's remove this. Okay, so okay, one second, sorry, let me open the home screen. Let me close it. Now okay, in the flat list we have the contact item. Okay, and let me get the contact item list. 1 second. Yeah, so here we are getting the ID, email, phone, avatar, name, and status. Fine. So I'm thinking, like, if I click on this, I have to navigate to the chat list screen, and I have to send the user ID of this currently Kate Bell, or the we can say Anna Arrow, David Taylor, right? So for this contact, so okay, so for that, what we can do is we have to send the ID in the params. So for now, I'm sending the this ID, but later on, we'll be filtering out all the contacts with the authentication. For example, we can understand this way: if this first person is logged in any other device by the Firestore, or we can say Firebase, then this person will be having the user ID, and we can say the UID will be matching the UID with the list. If the UID is matching, email is matching, then we'll be listing down all the contact. If the email is not matching, like this email from the contact list and the email from the user login, if this user is login in the app and the user is in my contact list, then I'll be showing the name. So that what will happen, the list is from the contact list, and that only that person will be there here which is logged in, so that I can get the UID of that person. And if I get the UID of that person, we can chat with that person, right? So yeah, so this is cool for now. Okay, let's send the ID for now, this ID. Okay, so yeah, in the contact item we have touchable opacity. Let's do one on press. In the on press, I have to call on press, and we have to create this method here. On press. Now we have to use the navigation, use navigation. Okay, in order to navigate to the specific screen, now we can use the navigation dot navigate, and we can pass the this one. Okay, let me show you this this screen name, chat. Okay, chat. Okay, now let me test for now. If I click on this, you can see we are here in the screen. Okay, if I click on this, we are here in the screen. Why we are getting the same screen again? Because the ID which is set for this person, for the second person, is like 1, or we can say 2 for now. So this is the hard-coded ID for now. If this is like going to be dynamic, then this screen will be changed. Will not getting the same screen for all the users. Okay, cool. So we can send the data here as well. Like we can send the a UID, or we can say the what we want to get here. One second, where it is, chat screen. Here we want to get the receiver ID, so we can send the receiver ID from this. And for now I can send the what I can send the item. This item I'm getting here, dot id. Okay, save. Now if I'm going to click on this, I'll be getting the empty string because there is no message for now. If I send any message, you can see we got the one message here. Okay, cool. So let me create one back button here. For now I'm backing with the gesture. Okay, and I have to check the email ID for this person, and I'll be logging this email ID in the Android emulator. Let me run the Android first. Android. Okay, meanwhile it is running. We can check the email ID for this person. Okay, how can we check? Yeah, one second. In the home screen we have all the data here in the temp contact. Okay, so let me console this data. Okay, here okay, where is temp contact? One second, let me search the this one. Okay, so we have the array of 6. For the very first we have the email this, so let me log in, or we can say sign up with this email. Okay, so that we can get this data what we have sent the message. Okay, so meanwhile, while this Android app is running, I am logging out from this, and I'm logging out from this, and I'll be logging with this email ID. Okay, so cool. And actually we do not need to log out. Why? The Android app is running now. So yeah, and let me tell you one more thing here. While we were setting up the contact uh, React Native contacts library, that time I think in the Android manifest file I had added the read profile this permission, but this was the wrong permission. So the correct permission would be read contacts. So this permission would be the correct permission. If you don't provide the correct permission here, then your Android app will be crashing. So please provide the correct permission. Let me, yeah, so this is the correct permission, and now you can rerun your Android app. And once you rerun your Android app, it should be running perfectly. Yeah, it is running now. Okay, now we can log in this Android app. I can use new email at the gmail.com. This password I can set this way. Bharat, phone number I can do randomly, sign up. Okay, so this is the new email. Okay, so here we got the contact list, and there is in the Android emulator we have only one contact list. Okay, so Okay, one more thing I think we have to do is like dynamic this profile screen. Yeah, we'll do it in some time, but for now focus on this. So in the contact list we have only the this one contact in the Android emulator. In the simulator we have lots of contact. So for that I think we have to create two dummy contact here, or we can say to do two dummy person here, which is already logged in, or that their profile is there in the Firebase Auth, so that we can get the UID or ID. So if we set the two dummy profile here, and that emails will be already in the, you can say, in the Firebase Auth, then we'll be getting the you know UID, and if I click on that, we'll be sending the UID to the chat screen. Now that chat screen we can basically chat with this person. So I'll be adding one profile the for the what we can say for the user which is in this device, and one another profile. Okay, so and one profile will be there for this device. So let me modify this profile screen first, so that we can get the current profile in the UI. Okay, okay, let me, what is this, let me log in. Okay, so now I'm logged in. Let me set the current profile here. Go to the profile screen. Here we are getting the user. So once we get the user, we have to set this data. Copy here, user dot email. Now you can get the correct email here. Okay, for the phone number, it should be hard coded because we are not setting the phone number for now. Okay, and for the UID, we can get the UID. So user dot UID. Okay, we can show the UID in place of phone number for now. You can get the UID. Okay, okay, now for the name, okay, so for the name I think we can set the email here. Okay, so here it is the email. Okay, name and email and the UID. So these things we are getting here in the profile. Okay, okay, now on the here we are getting this new email at the gmail.com. That's fine. Now what we can do, we can go to the Firebase console, and we can check what are the UIDs for these emails, and we can set this dummy data in the contact list here. Okay, in order to test the chat properly, so that if I chat here in this device, it will send message here on the real time, and if I send message from this device, it will send back to the here on the real time. So why we are doing this? Because we haven't like proper enough contacts which is available in the contact list and also logged in, so that we are setting the dummy data in order to test. Okay, so I think it makes sense. Let's set up that dummy data. Okay, so first I am setting this email with this id. Let me copy this uid, so we can console the uid as well here. Okay, let me console the uid for the iOS. I think we have the iOS, and in the iOS we can copy the, okay, why we are not getting the this users list? I'm not sure why we are not getting. Let me close this. Let me close this. Let me open again. Temp list. Okay. In the profile screen, why we are not getting this data? Okay, so we have set the filter here. Okay, got it. Now in the users, we have the user, we have the email, we have the uid. So let me copy this uid. Let's go back to the, okay, sorry, here in the home screen. Okay, okay, now in the home screen, let's set for the, here we can set the more id, email, phone, avatar, name and status. So I can set the status here. So this temp contact is an array, so we can directly push this 2 or 3 profiles here, 2 or 3 persons here. So I'm gonna put 3 persons one by one. So let me put temp contact dot push, and let me create one contact here. So one contact I can create this way. id I have got this one, and name is Singh, and email is Bharat Singh .com. Okay, status is basically, we can say, online. Okay, avatar we can set to empty string for now, and we don't need to phone as well, so empty string. Yeah, so we can see the one extra field is there. So this way we have to set the 2 more persons. Okay, so let's set that one. So let me quickly log out this one, create new. So I can send the name like second email @gmail.com. Password I can set this way. Name, sign up. Okay, now in the terminal you can see this one. Let me copy the uid, main uid we need. Okay, so let's put the second one. Let me put this id for now. Copy this one, paste here, copy this one, remove this one. Okay, name we can say is second email. Okay, so name is the second email. second email online. Okay, so this is fine. Save. There is some issue. Yeah, here comma missing. Okay, you can see we have Bharat second email. Now let's log out this. We have login, new email @gmail.com, login. Now we can see the new email. So let's set this one as well. Okay, so let me copy the new email UID, copy. Now paste it here. Okay, fine. Let's have a new mail. Let's name it new email. Save. Okay, we have 3 emails which we can chat with. Okay, so in this we have logged in with the new email, and in this we have logged in with the new email. So what we can do in this, we can log in with the Bharat Singh gmail.com with the different email. Okay, now we are login. So one more thing we have to do is, if we are logging with the email, so we should not see that email which we are logged in with in the list, right? We cannot chat with the ourself, right? So you cannot chat with yourself, so we have to add one filter. What filter we can add? We have the user here, so user.uid we have to filter out. So here we can add the filter, and inside the filter what we can do, we get the value, and if the value dot id is equal to user dot uid, agar if this is matching, then return all the element. It will return all the element, sorry, it will return only one element. So if it is not matching, one second, yeah, so I just want to return all the elements which is not matching. So if the current user is matching with the email, so I don't want to return that email, sorry, that object basically. So it will not return that object. So let me save this. Now you can see the Bharat is not there, and here you can see the new email is not there because we are logged in here with the new email. Perfect. Now if I click on the Bharat, and if we click on the new email, let me check. Hi, you can see we got the hi here at the same time. Hello, if I click on send hello, you will get this hello here on the real time update. Okay, so the chat is updating on the real time. Hi, hello. Okay, so, and this is not for the all the chats, like all the chats are unique. So if I go back and if I click on this second email, there is no chat here. So what I have to do is, I have to do login here with the second email in order to chat with that second email. So let me log in second email.com 123. If I log in with this, okay, sorry, this is the not correct email ID. Yeah, id, I put it this wrong way. Second email @gmail.com. okay, it is saying the supplier or credential malware. Okay, so this is not the correct email id. Let me put this second email @gmail.com. okay, fine. Okay, let me check what was the name here. Okay, it is second email. Let me copy this one. Okay, I think there is some issue in the email. Okay, anyway, let me do one thing. I have another emails as well. We have earlier logged in on the initial stage of the video, so which was like BHAR, and what we can do when we can do one thing here. Let me kill this app, open. Okay, login. Let me try once. Okay, so this is not working. Now I'm going to create new one, and I'll put the UID here. Sign up. First mail @gmail.com. Let me put something here. First mail, FIRST, first mail, gmail.com. Let me sign up. Okay, now I am signed up here. Okay, okay, let me copy the UID here. First email, let me put it here in the place of second email. Okay, let me put the UID copy here. First email. Okay, okay, let me refresh all the things once. Email, and this is, yeah, one. I think there is some issue where we are not getting the list. Let me check once. Okay, so I think the problem is with this user.uid. For the uh, some items, this UID should not be there, so that's why it is not showing the list. Okay, let me save it. Now you can see the list. In the emulator we have the list. Okay, so now I am logged in with the first email, and let me open this first email. Okay, and let me open this new email here. I'll put anything here. You get the message. Anything here, I'll get the message here back. Now let me go back to the sorry, in this profile, go back here. Now log out, log in with Bharat. And if I log in now here, if I click on new email, Now click on Bharat. You can see we have these messages. Okay, if I send here, you get here. If I send it here, you will get here. But if I click on first email, if I send here, we will not get the message here because this is the different channel. Okay, so this is working perfectly. So few more steps I think we can perform, like in the chat screen we can give the back button here. So let's okay, so let's go to the chat screen, and before this flat list we can add the one, what we can say, one we can use the icons, I think. So one icon, and name would be arrow something, and size would be 20. Okay, and this icon we can import from React Native vector icons. So React Native vector icons we have imported already in the, I guess, bottom tabs. Let me copy this one in the chat screen. Let's paste this. Let's use this, put it here. Name we can use arrow back. Okay, or let me check the name, exact name. Okay, okay, so I think name is correct. Let me increase the size little bit more. So you can see the at the top we are getting the arrow, and we can put it inside the touchable opacity, and we can put it here. We can give it some style. We can put on press, and inside the on press we have to use the go back method. So we can use the use navigation. Okay, now const navigation, and navigation we can use here, where it is, yeah, here. We can pass navigation dot go back. Okay, let me refresh it. New email. Okay, now let me do some styling here. We can do margin 20. Okay, margin top 40 for now, or we can say 50. Okay, so this is not the correct way giving the margin. We have to set the way, like safe area view something. Okay, or we need to get the status bar height in order to give the correct margin. But for now, let me check. Yeah, we are going back, and in the Android we also have this arrow. Okay, so it's working fine now. Let me redocument it. Okay, and or either I can do one thing. I'll get you the status bar height. I'll do the correct approach. So let's remove this margin top, the dummy, the hard-coded top. So let's create one in the services. Let's create one file, utils.ts, and here paste this. This is the use safe area insets, and we can import this from the safe area context. Okay, and return the status bar height from this method. If if I call this method, it will return the status bar height, and status bar height we are getting from the use safe area insets, which is imported from the React Native safe area context. Okay, this way you can get. Okay, so this is the correct status bar height. So we can give the margin top from this. So let's go back to the chat screen and common name, and this is not the correct name, I guess. Let me convert it to the status bar height. Okay, you can status bar height function. Let me copy this, go back to chat screen, paste it, import it, call it. Now you can see we have the status bar height perfectly. If I remove this one as well, now we'll get the arrow here, but now I want this as well. Okay, so it's now it's the dynamic value in all these screens, in all the devices, it will work perfectly. You can see. Okay, for the Android also it is working fine. Cool. So I hope this is the chat part is working fine. Let's do some rework, some styling rework. Okay, so let's remove all the inline styles and put back into the style sheets one by one. So for all these screens I am doing one by one, and for this contact item login component also I'm doing. So let's do that first one. Okay, I'm pausing the video, doing all the styling in the styles sheet.create method. Okay, bear with me. Cool, so now you can see we have all these styles below in the style sheet. Like this chat screen, you can see all the style inside this style sheet.create method. There is no inline styles. Okay, and in the login component you can see we have all these styles below in the context. Okay, so all the styles are below and all the things are working fine as previous. Okay, and what we can do, yeah, so let's do one more thing. Let's remove this part. I'm doing refactoring because of I want to put this code in the GitHub now. Okay, so let's use this as any. Okay, okay, and put the type here as well, any. Okay, cool. So this is fine now. Let's go to chat screen here. Okay, so this is like we can't do right now, we have to do some other steps. So this is okay for now. And in the profile also we have the this thing, this user, so we need to define the type. Okay, so in the profile it's fine. For the context item, okay, so to remove this type error we do not need to do anything here. We can define the type here in the navigation. So for that I have imported this native stack navigation prop, this one, and here we can import one more type which we can say native stack root stack. Okay, and we can define one type in the types, export type root stack, and here we can define two things. Like in the root stack we have two tabs, right? So we have the chat, and the chat will take this thing, Where it was, sorry, in this, yeah, here. Chat will take this receiver ID, so we can define the this ID, and it is gonna be string, and there is another tab which is not going to take anything, so we can provide the any here. We can do this root stack, we can go back to contact, we can put it here, and we can import it. Okay, and one more thing, I think. Okay, so string, there is some issue in the type. Yeah, string. Save. Now you can see we remove this error as well, this type error. So let me go one by one in all the errors. Okay, so this has nothing error, this is has nothing type error. Styles is also in the, you know, all the styles are also in the style sheet. For this as well, in the style sheet. Okay, so this is one error. Yeah, so we can ignore for now this error. Okay, this is fine. Let me remove this one. Okay, and this is also fine. We can remove this because this has not the any type configuration for now from the library, I guess. So we are you know, skipping this part. Okay, for the home screen there is no error, all these styles in this style sheet. Okay, this thing is good. Okay, we have this types. Okay, utils. So fine, all things are working. New email. This is Bharat. Okay, so and this is what, so this is what new email. Okay, Bharat, and let me refresh. Yeah, new email from this, and Bharat from this. If I test anything, test 1 2 3, it will send here message. You get the message here. Now test 4455, if I send here, it will get here. Yeah, on the real time, so it's working fine. I think that's it for this video is already long. All the things are working fine, and project I think is already completed. We have covered all the things. The main core logic was like making the real chat, which is working fine. Okay, so now I'm going to put all the source code in the GitHub, and I'll put the in the description below. And if you like the video, please like the video and subscribe the channel and share the video as well and channel as well. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you in the next video.